Hello and welcome back to a new episode of Ultimate General Civil War, and today we are going to fight the Battle of Shiloh. Before that, we have to improve our forces. Changes have been made and this is the result. Our 1st Division is armed with M1855 rifles, the rest of our divisions are armed with the M1842. Also, our 1st Division has 12-pounder Napoleon guns, and I've added a sniper unit armed with hunter rifles. These are rebel guns that we have captured over time, and a unit of skirmishing cavalry. Our 2nd Corps is designed in the same way. Our 1st Division there has Palmetto M1842s, while the rest also has the standard Springfield M1842. The 2nd Corps also got 24-pounder howitzers for good medium range fire, and as well a sniper unit and a skirmishing unit. Out on the battlefield we can see that we are slightly outnumbered, around 2,000 men by the rebels, and that they also have a few more guns than us, but we are on the defensive, and therefore I hope that their numbers should start dwindling quickly. We have transported our army via the Tennessee River to this location, Pittsburgh Landing, and we are preparing to advance further south. Our encampments are spread out to warn of any possible rebel attack, starting from the west at Shiloh Church and ending here on the west bank of the Tennessee River. We are expecting General Beale tomorrow. Then we will unite our forces and strike out over southern soil. General, our pickets have reported enemy movement a few miles south. Maybe it's a decoy attack and rebels are planning to attack us from another direction. In any case, our right flank at Shiloh Church must be defended. It would be wise to deploy some skirmishers to scout this area and try to understand the Confederates' true intentions. Mobilize your forces and stay alert. We have reserves to help you with more troops if needed. I've organized our forces a little bit and our men are slowly getting into position. I hope that reinforcements arrive soon because this force is very small. Everyone who reached their position must hold their ground. I do not want them facing into the wrong directions. Our skirmishers are scouting ahead, but I want them to stay out of the fight as much as possible to help our main force. And we have spotted the enemy. Unfortunately, we do not have eyes on them yet. But there is Avery's cavalry. Okay, we have eyes on our first targets. I'm giving my skirmishers the hold order to hold the enemy back for now. But I need to keep an eye on them to make sure that they are not getting routed. Wharton, please take positions more over there. And we have found the first bigger units. You do not need to hold your ground anymore. If the rebels attack, please run away quickly. McIntosh and Wharton, you can hold. McIntosh, I'm going to grab your skirmishers. You're going to have eyes over here a little bit. Please do not lose these skirmishers. You are our most expensive units. I'm going to send Wagner forward to attack Wood. But I do not think that he's going to get more than a few volleys off. Yeah. The rebels are willing to attack. I'm going to get Wagner's skirmishers back for now. And I'm also going to get Wood's skirmishers back. I do not think that there's much of a reason to delay the enemy further. I'm ordering our guns to hold fire to conserve ammunition. And Wood skirmishers, you're going to take over this position in this farmhouse. Wagner skirmishers can reattach. If needed, I'm going to send them out again. And in fact, Wagner skirmishers, there's no rest for you. You are going to plug this hole in our lines and take over this little farm set. Now it's time to let the rebels come to us. Here the rebels are advancing, and I'm giving the order to open fire. I wonder how our 12-pounders are going to perform. I haven't used them yet. And Macintosh skirmishers can now also reattach. For now I'm going to give the order to hold fire again. The rebels need to be out in the open more. We've got more reinforcements. I'm going to organize them quickly. Our reinforcements have arrived. Unfortunately, we have received our most experienced soldiers. I wanted to have them on our right flank, but we will have to do for now. Our men are going into position, plugging vital holes in our defenses and making sure that the rebels won't be able to push through. They're now starting their first charges, and I hope the men are able to rain down hell on them. Macintosh, I need you to rotate for a moment and shoot at Russell. 12-pounders and 6-pounders shoot at Russell. And over here, Pratt, you need to run. We are able to push them back for now, but the next attack wave is forming up. Wickham, I want you to move up over here as well. Pratt, you need to plug this hole. It looks like the situation is far more serious than I previously anticipated. Macintosh is taking far more casualties than I want, but he's also already racking up quite a kill count. Pratt, you can stop running now. Wickham, you need to double time it. Wood skirmishers, you can reattach for now. And 12-pounders, please focus on Stuart. The same goes for our 6-pounders. Over here we are holding the rebels back for now, and they haven't appeared on our left flank. Or well, they haven't appeared on our right flank. I'm sorry. Enemy cavalry is already taking casualties. And they are trying to push us on our flanks even more. Macintosh, you need to retreat for a short time to not expose your flank. Over here our guns can open up on Russell, who is trying up to form a new attack wave, and it looks like Pond is arriving just in time to make sure that Shaver is going to get greeted appropriately. Our 6-pounder field guns on this side can now also open up fire. And I think we can send Wickham forward to reoccupy some lost ground. Our men are in as much cover as possible. And for now we are holding off the enemy attacks. Sherman, please get further into the action, as well as ourselves. And casualty wise we have already taken 4.3% in our first corps and almost no casualties in our second corps. Rebel casualties are mounting, and I need to micromanage our artillery to increase the effectiveness. Over here, Johnson seems to be willing to start a new attack, but is greeted already with heavy musket fire, and artillery fire should follow soon. I doubt that his attack will even reach our lines. Back here, Stuart is messing up again. but we have to beat one enemy at a time. Some of our units already suffer heavy casualties. I hope that they will remain in the fight. Johnson is wavering. Please guys, break him. Artillery, you can redirect your fire again. Over here our 6-pounders can start shooting at Shaver, who is trying to get through on our flank. Wickham, hold your ground, and Pratt, please hold as well. Over here I'm tempted to get Warford forward. I'm sorry, I'm tempted to get Walton forward. But I do not want to get him out in the open. I'm going to get Wagner's skirmishers reattached. I think the main unit needs the reinforcements more. And I also need to get Wagner's main unit facing over this side so that their flanks are not exposed. Over here the next rebel attack is beaten back for now. Our 6-pounders are now targeting Russell. Where are you going, Wagner? Run. I think it is very important that we focus fire our artillery on units that are out in the open to maximize our effectiveness and to make the most of our limited ammunition. Walton is not yet able to reach the enemy. I'm going to get his skirmishers out to shoot on enemy flanks. Hopefully this will limit his casualties. Pond, I'm going to do the same thing with your skirmishers. And I'm going to retreat them as soon as possible. Our 12-pounder Napoleons already have racked up 500 kills. These are truly amazing guns, but they need a lot of ammunition. Pond skirmishers can now reattach. And Walton's skirmishers are also lying down, devastating fire on the enemy. 6-pounders, please shoot down there. And I wish we would receive more ammunition. But for now it looks like we are beating the rebels back and holding our ground. Enemy guns are now opening fire on us. The majority of our units are well entrenched, so I hope that these casualties are going to be very limited. From our units, Woods has suffered the most with 350 casualties. If his casualties are starting to mount even further, I have to think about retreating him behind our main line. But this needs to wait for now. And the Confederates are now starting to attack our left flank. The Confederates are messing on our left flank. We must make defensive line and hold them. We will get more reinforcements as soon as they are available. Our main objective is to hold the center of our encampment and our left. Godspeed, General. Our orders are given, and I have to say that this setup is not ideal. We unfortunately received the majority of our weaker units and our specialists. I had hoped that we are going to receive these specialists later, when our lines are actually stronger, and I also hoped that we would receive stronger units at the beginning of the battle. This now means that our lines are extremely weak, but I hope that we will survive. Over here we have our 24-pounder howitzers. They should be able to hold off most of the enemies for now. Scales is guarding our right flank with Wolford in the center and our first sniper unit on our right flank. And over here we have Colquitt getting in position, a sniper unit guarding this little encampment, and they are guarding over here together with 10-pounder ordnance guns. Every enemy that has to cross here is going to be greeted with massive fire. Our 24-pounders are getting prepared to fire. And I also have our skirmishing cavalry ready in case that enemy guns are breaking through. And with this, the battle on this side of the field starts. I'm going to speed up time for a bit and hope that we will receive reinforcements in time. If the rebels now start to attack our center, we would be doomed. I'm going to get cold quit over, and I'm going to get Thayer on his old position. Cold quit, please run. The snipers cannot hold this ground on their own. Our 24-pounder howitzers are getting shot. They've received 4 casualties. Very unfortunate. If necessary, I will have to pull them back. Yes, it looks like I have to get our howitzers further back. Hopefully the enemy guns are not going to threaten them as much. And more rebels are messing up in our center. The rebels are primarily targeting our artillery. I'm going to get them into the woods in hope that they get more cover. This might be bad for their overall effectiveness, but I cannot lose these guns. Of course, now rebel cavalry is starting to attack us in the worst position ever. I hope that our guns can set up in time. Over here our artillery is now opening up as well. And I'm going to get our skirmishing cavalry dismounted to take over the position of our snipers. I want them on our flank. Skirmishing cav, please hold your ground. Do not run away. And I'm going to slow down time. Our snipers are going to take position on enemy flank side. And with our men having a good killing field on this field, I hope that we can hold them back. It is very unfortunate that we do not have enough range to attack the enemy guns. Our skirmishers, I'm going to get them forward a little bit. Hopefully they are able to force Pond back together with Cold Quit. And we are receiving more reinforcements. Our snipers unfortunately need to retreat. Never mind. Enemy cavalry got routed. Our reinforcements are organized, reach their destination in time to make sure that the rebels cannot break through. Over here our skirmishers are taking quite a hit. I need to keep an eye on them so that they do not break completely. But all in all, for now at least, we are holding our ground. Our skirmishing cavalry over here is holding in case anyone wants to break through. Prior, you can change your position with Thayer. Afterwards, Thayer is going to march north. Our skirmishing cavalry needs to withdraw now. They cannot hold their ground anymore. Mersey is double timing it to make sure that he can plug this hole in time. Unfortunately, our howitzers are still getting shot at, but looks like the enemy guns are slowly redirecting their fire. And at the moment the rebels are redirecting forces. Hopefully this gives us enough time to fortify our position. And the rebels are committing more and more reserves. Merthy, I think you can stop running for the moment. Thea, you need to double time it. Our 10 pounders are coming over. They're going to set up over here. And hopefully we'll be able to target enemy guns. Merthy, we need to run again. And over here we were able to scout out enemy cavalry. Prior skirmishers are going to take position over here. Our skirmishing cav over here. Thea needs to hold his ground. And our 10 pounders can start opening up on every unit that is out in the open. Our snipers are making a fantastic job. These ones have not seen action yet. But this will happen soon. There, please make sure that you can support our skirmishers. They are much needed assets. And down here the first charge has begun. Our skirmishers hopefully will be able to support. Our howitzers are also giving good fire. And Wolford has rotated. I hope that Gibson isn't opening up on his flank. Colquitt, you need to turn around. And our snipers are also now getting casualties. Everyone, hold your ground. And everyone needs to face the enemy and not the other way. Skirmishers, please shoot at pond. Snipers, the same goes for you. And we need to hold. There, I'm going to get you forward. Hopefully you can get into the flank of the enemy. Over here we are still holding Gibbon back. And I think our howitzers should also start opening up on the flank over here. Our lines are about to break. And we need to make sure that this doesn't happen. I want our skirmishers over here to open up on everything that the enemy has in our flanks. Mercy, thankfully, got back. Colquitt is still wavering, but I hope that his position will be better in time. I'm going to get our snipers a little bit into our rear. And over here we start to shoot up on the enemy. Our skirmishing cav needs to check if the enemy cavalry is still in our side. We have General Bragg over here and Jenkins cavalry. Why are you running so far up? No, retreat. You do not need to charge them. You just need to shoot them. Now we are getting charged over here. And I'm getting the other unit of skirmishers over and hope to hold our ground. Wolford, please rotate back. Skirmishers, you need to shoot at Tribute. Pryor is rear flanked. But I hope he can hold. And the and the rebels are starting to make ground. Colquitt, I'm going to detach some skirmishers of you to help on our flanks. Skirmishing Cav, please move up a little bit to shoot a tribute flank. Over here we were thankfully able to force them back for now. Thayer and Pryor are unfortunately still not back into the fight. The enemy cavalry on our flank is really hurting us. Our skirmishing cavalry needs to pull back, they're taking massive casualties without really being of much help. I'm going to get our skirmishers over to help our 10-pounders, and Thayer needs to get back into position. Prior skirmishers also need to pull back a bit. Our additional skirmishers, I think you are needed over here. We are somewhat able to hold our ground, but I wish we could also recapture the Larkin battlefield. Prior skirmishers, please get over here. Thayer, hold. Skirmishers, get into position. 10-pounders, shoot at Charmers. And the rebels are getting even more reinforcements. Right now it doesn't look like we can really hold this. Ten-pounders, please shoot down at Anderson. Wofford, I'm going to get your skirmishers out to shoot at the flank of this unit. And over here I hope that with the continued support from multiple units we can force them back. Our snipers are still in good range. Oh, not the unit I wanted to grab, sorry. Colquitt skirmishers, please go over there, plug that hole. And we now have the option to withdraw to the Hornet's Nest. The Confederates keep attacking us. This is a perfect location to establish a new defensive barrier. The rebels will have to dislodge us from here to proceed towards Pittsburgh Landing. It is advised to quickly secure this area before our flanks get overrun. By delaying as much as possible around Shiloh Church, we increase our chance to secure Pittsburgh Landing. Good luck, General. And again, I have to pause. We now finally have supplies. I need to get them to our men. And I think it is now wise to start our retreat. I'm going to get our 24-pounder howitzers back first. The same goes with our 10-pounders. And our other unit of 10-pounders should be able to stay. I want to build up a defensive perimeter around this line. Because if we retreat too far, I think the rebels will catch us. For now, Scales, you need to move up over here. Wofford, you are going to take position over here, and the skirmishers are running up over here. Once you've reached this destination, we are going to retreat further. And I sincerely hope that we get more reinforcements, because this cavalry on our flank is really worrying me. If they get to Pittsburgh Landing before we do, we are doomed. And over here, more skirmishing happens. Walton skirmishers, you need to fall back. In fact, you can reattach. And I can only hope that we can outrun the rebels. Now, Our units are at their next destination. Let's shorten our lines. Scales, double time it. And over here the rebels are advancing. I hope that our men make it in time. I've given a few more retreating orders and I hope that this will plug massive holes in our defenses. Now all we can do is hold our ground and hope for the best. As soon as we have the option to free up soldiers, I'm going to get these skirmishers from the battlefield. They are almost completely wiped off. Supplies are finally coming in. Scales, I know you are exhausted. And I now try to get our men into a good position and to build up a killing field for the enemy. Our sniper unit, I think, can also now move over here. At least for a moment, they are not needed on this flank. Thea is taking massive casualties. But now our reinforcements are finally coming in. I'm going to get Ammon's men on our flank and Hazel's men are going to reinforce our center. And we also received a new unit. Bruce, you are also going to plug in our hole on this side. Over here, ammunition is finally coming through. And with more of our guns finally being able to shoot back, I hope that we are able to hold the ground. In fact, over here our 10-pounder ordnance guns, I hope that they can shoot out the enemy supplies. With this we might be able to make sure that the enemy cannot resupply the troops. Here we have broken a unit of enemy cavalry. Wonderful. And for now we are able to hold our lines. Over here our retreat was successful. We have taken new defensive positions. And I'm going to send Wharton's low-foot skirmishers forward to attack enemy flanks. Over here again we need to refocus our artillery on charging enemies. And I'm going to send our supplies forward to help our beleaguered soldiers. Our sharpshooters are doing a good job. And the center also seems to be free of enemies for the moment. Let's redirect our fire again. And the majority of the enemy forces are holding on our right side. Hazem, you need to double time it. You need to reinforce there. These skirmishers, I'm going to send them back. They are unable to continue the fight. Over here, Wolford skirmishers are doing a good job on shooting the enemy in the flank. We are able to rout more and more rebels. But our flanks are still getting contested heavily. The rebels try another push. 10-pounders, please open up on them. Our 24-pounder howitzers are rotating to give us additional support. I'm going to get our skirmishing cav in, just in case. And Prayer, please fall back now. Colquitt, you also need to fall back just a little bit. And Bruce has arrived on site. Over here, the 6-pounders are charging in. They're getting greeted with everything we have. And Russell is falling back. Down here, Thayer, I'm going to put you back. Hazem, please get back into fighting position. And Ammon, I'm going to detach your skirmishers to make sure that no one can sneak around our flank. As we are holding our ground, I'm going to get our artillery forward again. And Atkins, I'm going to send you on a supply run. Prior skirmishers are almost out of ammunition, but they can still continue the fight. Thayer, you are going to stay in reserve. And over here the rebels start another charge. Stevens is taking heavy losses. Wickham is holding his ground and he routed. And broke. And the next unit tries its luck. Everyone open up and send them home. Over here, Harland and his skirmishers are not seeing much action. If the situation is further under control, I think I'm going to send his skirmishers forward to scout out the area. Our snipers are still in a good position. Their casualties are not as large. And we are continue to hold them back. Our 10-pounders are focusing further on the enemy. And we should be able to lay down massive volleys on them now. Around Shiloh, the situation is further deteriorating for the rebels. You'll love to see it. We still need to hold for an additional hour and the rebels are messing up more forces. 24-pounders, now is your time to shine. I'm going to speed up time just a tad and try to get our skirmishers around the enemy lines. Woods, please shift back a little bit. You are opening up your flank. Over here, Warford's skirmishers are doing a fine job. And we continue to hold the line. Ammon's skirmishers are in position. Now no one should be able to flank us. Ammon, I'm going to send you forward as well. And we have ammunition problems. I'm going to send Atkinson forward. And over here we are now officially behind enemy lines. Our supplies over here are unfortunately empty. I hope that we have enough ammunition to survive this fight. Our skirmishers have eyes on the enemy artillery. Hopefully we can silence some of their guns. How's the situation over here looking? The rebels continue to die on this field, just as intended. Their cavalry is coming in. I want Thayer to hold the ground. I didn't want you to be sent in back. I didn't want you to be sent back again, but you unfortunately need to endure some more fire. Our first corps has suffered 13% casualties and our second corps 11%. Over here we are hunting down enemy guns, but I think we need to pull back our skirmishers for now and circle around the enemy. Skirmishers, please get ready. I'm slowing down a bit. Howitzers, please get them back. 10 pounders, you focus on the soldiers on open field. Skirmishers, you can go back again. The rebel artillery is not facing you at the moment. And for now we continue to hold. Our snipers are taking casualties. I'm going to pull them back a little bit. And I am going to send our skirmishers on their position. Now, how's the situation looking? The rebels' guns are still not facing us. We should be able to deal massive amounts of damage to them. Over here, more enemies out in the open. And we have a wounded major. I think our first officer casualty so far. Skirmishing Cav, please move forward on the flank. You should be able to get a Jackson out of there. Over here the enemy is messing up a new attack wave. But the rest of our lines are holding. And we have forced the first artillery unit back, but the rebel guns have reattached their focus. We now need to get our skirmishers around to make sure that they cannot shoot us as easily. And they are trying to push our lines. Skirmishers, please lay down hell on them. You should be more than able to. And also our next supply cage is empty. Now, I am going to retreat our supply carriers. We do not have a need for them right now. Harland, you are going around there. Pryor got forced back. Skirmishers, please get back into position. We are supposed to hold this line. And I'm going to get Bruce over, as the rebels do not seem to be willing to attack our center. Cook with skirmishers, I'm going to get you forward a little bit to threaten the enemy flank. And I hope that we are able to hold this particular front line. How are our skirmishers doing? They have retreated far enough. I think they can attack again. I hope they are not getting hit by artillery. Around Shiloh we are still holding. And the rebels are attacking again. Artillery, refocus your fire please. 24 pounder howitzers, you also need to refocus. Bruce, you are getting into position. I'm going to let you run this. Colquitt, I'm sorry. I didn't notice you had your rear exposed. And we have found even more artillery. Harland, you need to retreat, and that quickly. Unfortunately, there is he routing. I hope he can recover. Over here, more rebels are charging. But I hope that we are able to push them back. Ammon, I'm going to push you forward. You are on a prime location on the enemy flank. The same goes for your skirmishers. And Prior, you have gathered your courage again. Go down here. Thayer is still holding his ground, even though he took so many casualties. The same goes for the rest of our force. And now we are ordered to pull back even further and to hold Pittsburgh Landing. We have to establish our last line of defense at Pittsburgh Landing. If the rebels take it, it's all over. We will be surrounded and destroyed. The ironclads USS Tyler and USS Lexington are standing off the banks of Pittsburgh Landing, ready to assist us. They will constantly bombard any enemy that gets close. And I am going to get our skirmishing cav at Pittsburgh Landing just to make sure that the enemy cannot sneak anyone behind us. Over here the rebels try to push again. And I think we will be able to push them back again. 10 pounders, please redirect your fire on Gladden. And our skirmishers over here have found their courage again. Our 6 pounders over here do not have many targets left. And I think that I can send Scales over on this front line. Bruce is still fighting in a melee, but he's holding. He forced the first group back. And with Ammon on our flanks, I think we should also be able to hold our furthest left side. Harland, I know you are exhausted. But if you can get good hits on the enemy artillery, this would help us a great deal. Over here, the next charge begins. I'm going to get Colquitt skirmishers reattached. But they are not needed here anymore. Scales is coming just in time. And Wolford, you need to focus on Russell. The rebels now actually seem to be willing to attack our center. And our skirmishers are doing a good job on the enemy artillery. Even more forces are taking us over here. I'm going to send Ammon skirmishers even further forward. And Bruce, who allowed you to leave your post? Fire mile now get broken. Bruce, please charge up. Enemy artillery is now focusing on our skirmishers. I'm going to force them back to make sure that they are hidden again. Scales, you need to redirect over here. Bruce, hold your ground. Ammon skirmishers, please get into the back of the enemy. Bruce is routed again. And they are far more willing to attack us now head on. Harland, I'm going to send you around as well. The same goes for Macintosh. Oh no, the same goes for Walton. Macintosh is going to take your place. I think we have defeated them around Shiloh. Our skirmishers are now hidden again. We should be able to sneak up on the guns of the rebels again. Over here our lines are not looking as good as I want them to be. But we are holding. But over here we have a massive hole in our lines. This is not good. I need to redirect forces. Pond, you are also now going over here. Walton, please get into cover of these woods. Both skirmishers, you're going over here. Artillery pieces, you are going to retreat. Bruce, you are setting up over here. Skirmishers, you hold over here. Snipers, you go there. And our lines are a complete mess right now. How could this happen? Hammond skirmishers, shoot them in the back. Harland, get around the guns please. I do not want you to be blown to bits. Walton, move forward. Mersey is routed. Macintosh, move forward. I do not want them to roll our flanks. £10-pounders, open up over there. Where are our 24-pounders? Over here. You need to shoot there. Colquitt, you also need to fall back. And this looks like we are almost forced to retreat. Luckily, some of our units are finding their courage again. And I am slowly getting our units out of this mess. Colquitt, you go over there. Scales, you are marching over there and double time it. 10-pounder ordnances, please go over there. Same goes for you guys. And our skirmishers and snipers also need to fall back. I hope that with these adjustments we are able to stabilize our lines. Thayer, also you need to fall back. Hazen and Ammon. Ammon skirmishers, I'm going to leave you behind. No, Ammon skirmishers, you also need to fall back. There was a large unit. Harlem's skirmishers have taken a massive beating. I still want them to arrest the enemy. And over here more reinforcements are arriving. They are going to roll up the enemy flanks soon. Snipers, please get behind our lines. Colquitt, I wish I could get you under control again to also tell you to withdraw. And Thayer, I'm going to send you to Pittsburgh Landing. You have done your job. Hazen, get back into the action. Ammon, you get forward over here. Prior skirmishers, you take this ground. Colquitt, fall back. And with this it looks like we are somewhat stabilizing our lines. Macintosh, I'm going to get you forward a bit. Walton skirmishers, you can reattach. Down here, Harlem, you can shoot at Trek. Make sure that these guns cannot hurt us. Colquitt, get finally out of the battle zone. And everyone, hold your ground. And here the next rebel unit routed. Pond, I'm also going to get you forward to make sure that the rebels cannot exploit our open flank. Over here, Harland has forced Trick back. I hope that he can actually silence these guns. And over here I'm going to send Ammon's skirmishers forward again. Here the next rebel charge begins. And Scales got beaten back. Colquitt, you are taking this breach. And our man should be able to force the attacking rebels back. Over here it looks like we were able to force their guns to break. Wonderful. Harland, please now attack the guns of Bankhead. And over here we have some enemies hiding in the woods. I hope that we are able to force them out. Now, Harland, move up. I want the rebels gun. Over here, Stefan is getting forced back. Pryor, you need to move forward. Our lack of ammunition is now really starting to show. Scales, please get back into position. And our snipers should be able to do much damage on Trebue here. Over here the guns have repositioned to target our skirmishers. I want our skirmishers to withdraw. To make sure that they are not getting attacked. And over here we are further able to push the rebels back. Briar, please stay here. I'm going to get our other units forward now. Macintosh, you are going to take position over here in this little farmstead. I think you should be much more protected over there. And I'm going to grab your skirmishers to again attack enemy artillery. Harland's skirmishers are completely out of ammunition. I don't think it makes much sense to let them attack further. And casualty wise, we have lost almost a quarter of both of our corps. I'm now sending our skirmishers and Ammon on the enemy flank to force them back further and further. And Wolford, you get back here. Sherman, please inspire the man. Wolford skirmishers can reattach. And this unit of skirmishing cav can now also retreat to Pittsburgh Landing. Here we are in the flank of the enemy. Macintosh skirmishers should be able to do some damage to Hodgins. The majority of the rebel force are occupied on this hill. And I need to pull Ammon's skirmishers back. The rebel still has some forces on our flank. 10 pounders, please shoot at Chalmers. And Bruce is pulling back. I do not know why. Pryor, I am going to send you in reserve for now. And we hit the enemy artillery hard. They are pulling back. Over here, I want to get Woods out of there. I'm going to send Wickham forward. And Pratt to guard this position. Pond, you can now also move up a little bit. And we should be able to force the rebels out of here. I do not see where the enemy guns have went. Now we have eyes on them again. Please, Macintosh, go in quickly and then withdraw. Don't shoot their general. Shoot their guns. They are reloading. Get around them. And we have discovered even more artillery. I need to get our skirmishers far into the back of the enemy to make sure that they are not getting shredded into pieces. Over here the rebels are trying to mess up a new assault. Everyone hold your ground. One hour, 40 minutes left. Wickham, Woods and Wagner are shooting at Wood. He should be forced out of his defenses soon. Over here, Macintosh skirmishers can attack Hodgins. And I want them to rotate around the enemy even further. I think with our mounting casualties over here, I need to also send more reinforcements. As soon as Woods is forced back, I'm going to send Wagner over. Or in fact, I'm going to send Wickham over. And the enemy artillery has lost sight on us. A perfect opportunity for Macintosh to strike again. Over here, I hope that I can get Ammon over. The enemy should now have nothing left on this side. And with heavy fire on Stethem, they should also be forced back. Our snipers, I am going to send them over here now. And I am going to speed up time now. Over here, the skirmishers need to relocate. We should be able to move faster than the enemy guns and to continuously harass them. This was another good hit. Now they are breaking slowly. Macintosh, get on the enemy flank. Wickham is getting ready. And I hear charging rebels. Woods is trying, but he will not succeed. And there was routed. And Macintosh skirmishers are almost out of ammunition. They need to continue to harass the enemy artillery, only then we have a chance of saving lives. But another unit of enemy artillery has opened up on them. Therefore I'm going to send them back for a second. Stethem is trying to charge, but got forced back. As fighting over here stopped, I'm going to send our general over to motivate the men. And Harlan skirmishers can now also continue in the harassment of the enemy guns again. This group of artillery pieces was destroyed. Now I'm going to send them over here. There was another unit that was isolated and therefore should be able to be taken out easy. We have 49 minutes left to hold, and I think this now is simply a fight of the rebels unwilling to admit defeat. And we are receiving more reinforcements. I am going to send them to set up over here, just in case. And we have found 3 more enemy batteries. 4. All in all, the rebels have 6 artillery batteries. And I want to take a few of them out, if I can. Macintosh and Harland are starting to open up. Enemy guns are starting to rotate. And I think our 10-pounders can now also open up to shoot on enemy artillery. The rest of our guns are still focusing on enemy infanterists. Over here, rebel cannons are relocating to shoot on our skirmishers. I'm therefore going to get them back into the woods, out of sight. I'm going to send Russo's men over here, where Ammon's skirmishers are outnumbered. And I'm also going to send Gibson's men over here. Kirk, you can go here. And your guns are also great. They're going to set up over here. I doubt that they will arrive in time. Only 8 more minutes left to fight. We should be able to inflict massive casualties now on their guns. We have held our lines and the rebel army is completely in shambles. We have lost a bit over 25 and 26% of our forces, but our army is still operational. And now we can proceed to the next day. And here's the result of day 1. We still field over 41,000 soldiers while the rebels only have 9,000 men left. Let's end the Battle of Shiloh and let's end this with a Union victory. We fought desperately yesterday and managed to hold Pittsburgh Landing. Our heroic fighters did not let the rebels advance further. All brigades of General Buell are here, so we can now initiate a counterattack to sweep the Confederates from the field. Our lines are a bit of a mess. I've given some units the order to retreat and others to retake different positions. As you can see, artillery bombardment already opens up. The rebels have not many units left. We have 4 hours to win this, and our victory conditions are, if we want to win, to hold this victory point. And I am willing to achieve this. Our supplies need to get forward. This supply cage is unfortunately empty. I'm going to send it off the battlefield. Atkinson has supplies again. You need to get over here then. We have fresh supplies over here, therefore Atkinson, you can actually wait. The rebels should be forced back easily. And with the reinforcements of Buell's corps, we are able to push forward. Smith, Boyle and Garfield, I'm going to send you over here. You are going to outflank the enemy and silence their guns. The Confederates are wasting vital resources to capture the fields that they were unable to capture yesterday. And I am going to redirect fire of our artillery. Now I'm going to speed up time. The enemy attack should be broken quickly. And they should not really endanger us. As you can see, the rebels are already withdrawing. and with large amounts of fresh and also expendable forces, we can push on the offensive. Gibson, you're moving up over here outside of the defenses. And over here we have other units that are moving up. The Confederates have now secured Shiloh Church, and they will lose it again shortly. Our howitzers, I need you to push up a little bit more. Gibson, please stay over here. And whatever the rebels try, we will spoil their plans. Boy, please charge this unit. Smith and Garfield are going to cover you. This is the first artillery battery, should be breaking quickly. And Anderson should also not be able to withstand this much fire from us. Over here, Gibson is getting charged by also a man called Gibson. But with our superior firepower, this attack should stop immediately. And Colonel Joseph McIntosh was killed. A real shame, because I believe McIntosh was one of our men. Yes, McIntosh was one of our men, one of our best soldiers. I hope that we have someone that is worthy to replace him. I'm now going to send Kirk out. And the first rebel guns have been silenced. We have 3 hours left. The rebels still try to capture our point, but they will not succeed. Our general is going to support our counterattack. And we are going to set up over here. Cavalry Commander Forrest has been spotted. But I doubt that Forrest can really change the outcome of this battle. Over here the rebels continue to get slaughtered. And I'm going to grab the skirmishers of Boyle to recapture Shiloh Church. Ball, Smith and Garfield on the other side are marching up further. They should have eyes on the remaining artillery quickly. And over here more and more rebels are breaking. Breckinridge and Bragg, these generals out in the open, are also getting shot at. I think they are now also getting forced to retreat. And Trebus numbers are dwindling extremely fast. Gibson, please charge him. Maybe you can even force him to surrender. Unfortunately not, but the unit broke at least. And over here we have the remaining enemy forces. The majority of this is artillery. I'm going to get our man around the flank. Boyle, he is already exhausted. He is going to take this point down here. And the rest of our men are getting ready to completely annihilate what's left of the Confederate army. Wagner, I'm also going to get you forward. You're also a fresh unit, and you can earn your first medals now. Colonel William Gibson is wounded, but the fight is almost over. Over here, some rebels are still trying to push. but they will learn quickly that this is not going to happen. Stewart is blocking our way, but Smith is already on the artillery. Come on, Smith, open fire. Now Tyler is forced back. I'm going to send Smith in. I'm going to send Garfield in. Garfield routed. And now Hudson and Tyler should also be broken quickly. General, move up to motivate your men. Ball's skirmishers can capture this field while Ball is going to go get over here. The next unit of artillery broke. Wagner, please charge Johnson. Kirk, move forward. And now it's time for the rebels to admit defeat. We have surrendered Johnson. And another unit of artillery is about to be destroyed. Smith, please turn around. And Grimbert, please tell Johnson to capitulate. I doubt that he will do this, but we can at least ask. Garfield is moving up quickly. And after Hudson is destroyed, the Confederates should be completely defeated. Robertson is still standing in our way. But this fight should be over soon. Down here, Ball skirmishers are having to fight Forrest. I'm going to give them the hold order. And I'm going to speed up time as much as possible. There goes Robinson. We now have also secured the Larkin Bell field. And the only unit that stands between us and total victory is Forrest. And there we have it. Union victory at Shiloh. We have suffered 9,000 casualties, we have lost 1 artillery piece and 255 cavalrymen, but this is nothing compared to the Confederates. They have lost over 30,000 men, they have lost a massive amount of artillery and cavalry, and we were able to capture some of their soldiers. All of our goals were met, and officer-wise, we only have a few men who got killed or wounded. And now we are back in camp. We have received $302,000. We have received 15,000 more men, 2 career points, and Ulysses S. Grant as a commander. We are now also able to field 3 corps. And this is it for this episode. I hope you liked it, and I hope to see you all next time. Have a good day.